You know the story of the monster with snakes for hair, but have you ever heard the story of the girl who was cursed for a crime committed against her? Come, let your thoughts soften and your world grow still. Tonight, we journey to a lonely island at the very edge of the map, a place of wind-swept cliffs and profound sorrow. We are here to meet a figure whose name has become synonymous with terror, a monster from the darkest pages of Greek myth. But we are not here to speak of a monster. We are here to understand the tragedy of a woman named Medusa. Forget the tales of the triumphant hero. The true story, the one whispered on the wind and washed away by the sea, is far more heartbreaking. It is a story of injustice, of solitude, and of a curse so cruel it would break any mortal spirit. This is why you would never survive a day in her place. She was not always this. Once, long ago, Medusa was a mortal maiden, renowned throughout the land for her breathtaking beauty. Her greatest pride was her hair, a magnificent cascade of midnight silk that shimmered in the Grecian sun. She was a devout priestess, sworn to a life of service in the gleaming white temple of Athena, the goddess of wisdom. Her heart was pure, her spirit gentle, her life one of quiet, happy devotion. This is the first reason her fate was so cruel. She was innocent. Her beauty, however, attracted the unwanted gaze of a powerful god, Poseidon. In the sacred halls of Athena's own temple, a place of supposed sanctuary, he committed a terrible sacrilege, and Medusa was the victim of his lust. When the goddess Athena discovered what had happened, her rage was boundless. But her fury was not directed at the powerful god who had defiled her temple. It was directed at the mortal girl whose beauty had, in Athena's jealous eyes, tempted him. The punishment was swift, terrible, and profoundly unjust. This is the second reason you wouldn't survive. The curse was a perversion of justice. It was not a quick flash of lightning. It was a cold, creeping horror. She watched in terror as her beautiful hair thickened, writhed, and twisted into a nest of hissing, venomous serpents. Her smooth skin grew hard and scaly, like that of a reptile. And her eyes which were once full of life, were now filled with a power so terrible that any living thing that met her gaze was instantly turned to cold, silent stone. She had become a gorgon, a monster. Exiled to this lonely island, her life became an eternity of solitude. This is the daily reality you would have to endure. Her only companions are the serpents that crown her head. They hiss and whisper against her skin, their cool scales a constant reminder of her curse. They are the only living things that can look at her without dying. Perhaps in some strange, twisted way, she loves them for it. They are her crown of sorrows, her children of the curse. Her home is a dark cave, and before it lies her garden. But nothing grows here. It is a garden of statues, a gallery of silent sorrows. Here stands a warrior, his bronze sword raised forever in attack. There, a handsome prince, his face a mask of shock and disbelief. A sailor who steered his ship too close to this cursed shore stands with his hand outstretched, as if reaching for a world he just lost. These are not her trophies. They are monuments to her tragedy. They are the heroes, the brave, the foolish men who came to claim the glory of slaying the monster. She did not hunt them. They hunted her, and in defending her own life, her curse became their tomb. She knows each one by the story their frozen forms tell. She did not want this. Their eternal stony silence is a scream she hears every day. And so she learned to never look up. When she walks along the black sand beaches of her island, her gaze is always fixed upon the ground, watching the patterns the waves make in the sand. She cannot risk a glance at a seabird soaring overhead, for it would fall from the sky like a stone. She cannot look at a crab scrattling on the rocks. Every living thing is a potential victim of her involuntary power. She is a prisoner behind her own eyes. The only voice that speaks to her now is the sea, its constant roar and whisper, a companion that does not turn to silence. It tells her stories of a world she can never rejoin, a world of laughter, touch, and sunlight. But there is a solace for her. As night falls and blankets the island in darkness, her curse feels lighter. In the deep gloom, she finds a strange kind of freedom. She can finally lift her head. She can look up at the silver, unblinking eye of the moon, at the distant, glittering tapestry of the stars, and they do not turn to stone. They look back at her, cold and impossibly beautiful. And for these few precious hours, she is not Medusa the monster. She is just a lonely woman on a lonely island, remembering the warmth of a sun she can no longer feel, and dreaming of a world that is not afraid of her gaze. So, as you drift into sleep, think not of the monster, but of the maiden. Think of the terrible weight of a curse she never deserved, and the profound strength it took to endure an eternity of solitude with only the stars as company.